like soul food. Parked up outside in the old school. The new me back with the OU. The dog always find his way back home, and it's so true. Later on, fall through and pop one.
So the Egghead arc has been over for some time, and the MVP of Egghead is still heavily debated. A lot of people think it's Luffy, a lot of people think it's Kuma, a lot of people think it's Zoro. Like, a lot of people think it's Zoro. But I'm gonna be real with you, I think it's Sanji. Enough time has passed, so in this video, I'm gonna explain to you why I think Sanji is the MVP of Egghead. But before I get into the video, if you could do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button, that would be greatly appreciated. I mean, if you do that, you'd get more content from me, and I do it regularly anyway, so it's a win-win. Now, let's not waste any more time, let's get started. Okay, so first off, Sanji just had way better feats and more to do in this arc. He not only fought a Seraphim on his own, but he tanked a punch from one. Now, if you know anything about the Seraphims, then you know they were specifically designed to replace the 7 Warlords, who are some of the most powerful characters in the verse. S-Snake is modeled after Jinbei, who is on the same level of power as the other Warlords, meaning the Seraphims are at most of the Yonko level. And for Sanji to tank a hit from him and still smile with the cigarette in his mouth?
You're right. Ain't no bed in here, that's crazy.
He's not even stronger than Luffy nor Zoro. Hell, he's only the 3rd strongest on the crew, and he still managed to overpower a Seraphim twice and take a Fishman karate attack to the face, and yet Zoro and Luffy are struggling with S-Hawk. And not to mention, Sanji heard Nami scream from a completely different room. A completely different room. He literally used his observation hockey to not only figure out where she was, but got to her before S-Shark even touched her. But that's something he would do anyway, though. I mean, if you know Sanji, you know Sanji. Sanji's attack potency is easily at Yonko level. The power of his love kick without even using Diablo Jambe would have enough hockey to effectively one-shot Kizaru's laser. Just the same laser that hit and damaged Gear 5 Luffy. All that combined with the fact that he was just the most active Straw Hat. I mean, he saved way more people than anyone else. Saved Nami 2 times, saved Kuma 2 times, saved Frankie, Speed Blitz Nazjuro. I know for a fact I got his name wrong. And actually did some damage to him. He saved Bonnie multiple times, saved Edison, and outran a laser. Has been running around giving orders to the crew and the Giants. And like I said before, he blocked a laser from Kizaru. And he did half of this while carrying Vegapunk. And he wasn't even tired and left without so much as a scratch. Frankie, Nami, Jesus Christ, Kuma, Edison, and Bonnie without question would all be dead if it wasn't for Sanji. I don't care what anyone says, Sanji is easily the MVP of Egghead arc. Anyways, that's all for me. I know this was a very short video, but I just need something quick to pump out. And I need an excuse to talk about Sanji. If you like my content, be sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you'd like to share your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you whatever I make next. Peace. So the One Piece anime is coming back on April 6th after the 6-month break, and with Oda now taking a 2-week break, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a little bit. Is Luffy gifted? The fandom seems to think that characters like Zoro or Kobe are where they are now due to their hard work. But Luffy, in my opinion, is a completely different case with people thinking he's gifted. I myself being one of those people. That's why in this video, I'm going to share my opinion on the subject and give as much evidence and detail to prove my points. But before I continue, if you enjoy content like this, hit the like button and subscribe. I post videos like this regularly, and it's the best way to support. I'll be doing more videos like this because I like talking about this kind of stuff. That's pretty much it. If you like this and you want to see more, like and subscribe. And that's the end of that. I've talked long enough. Now let's get into the video. Now, the fact people thinking Luffy is gifted is wild to me since there's so much evidence leaning towards the fact that he's not. But I can at least see why they think that though. He has an overpowered devil fruit, has incredible conqueror's haki, was mentored by Shanks and by Rayleigh, and is the son and grandson of Monkey D, Garp, and Dragon. And he has plot armor, so yeah, that's a bonus, but besides all that, he still had to work really hard in order to be as strong as he is now. For 10 years, Luffy went through intense training with Garp, and to master his devil fruit powers on Dawn Island because he couldn't control his powers. Then another 2 years to learn how to use all 3 types of Haki. Anyone can learn both observation and armament, but Conquerors is something that you need to be born with in order to have it. And Luffy was one of the many few who was born with it, which means he's kind of gifted in that way, right? Sure, but still he had to train to use armament and observation, and even then he didn't even really master it. He finally mastered observation in the middle of losing to Katakuri, and mastered armament Haki with Hyogoro when he lost to Kaido. Luffy isn't just immune to losing a fight, he's always needed help. Everything he has now, he had to train for through sheer willpower. He wasn't just given these things. And like I said before, he still had to train for 10 years just to master his devil fruit before leaving the island. And just because he inherited the will of Joy Boy through Gear 5, that just doesn't mean anything. Like, he's not just automatically stronger. Like, he still got packed up by Kuzaru and the Gorosei. And he could barely even beat Kaido when he first fought him. He literally had to spam insane levels of Haki just to get a win. And that wasn't even enough because he nearly died and gets Gear 5. In fact, the whole reason he trains with Rayleigh for 2 years is because he wanted to be able to protect his friends and he wasn't prepared for the dangers of the New World, which is shown through all the losses he took in both Sabaody Archipelago arc and in Marineford. Luffy has good genetics, big shocker, but that does not mean he didn't work hard for anything. We can talk about devil fruits all day, but Luffy did a 1v1 with Kaido with just armament Haki. There is no sugarcoating this. Luffy's raw strength alone is enough to overpower him. He could be a top 5 strongest character without the devil fruit. And you wanna know why? Because devil fruits don't mean a thing in One Piece. Not just if you can't use it properly, but devil fruits don't mean anything in the sense that they won't get you anywhere in the world of One Piece. Because devil fruits are the easy way out. There's no denying it, like strong Haki is the way to win. You know what? Genes don't matter either. I was talking about those genes. How do you get those two mixed up? Sabo, as a child, hasn't even fought anyone above toddler level, and he's the son of inbred loyalty, and yet he is still at admiral levels of power. Devil fruits don't matter in One Piece, and neither do genes. I am not talking about those genes. So all in all, I think he's a pretty hard worker. Even though he has a bit of plot armor at times, I can admit, outside of all that, I am confident to say that he is indeed a hard worker. And that's pretty much it. If you have an opinion on anything or just want to share your thoughts, then you can do all that in the comments. Also, I will be following a more consistent post schedule, so 2 videos a week. I don't want to not post for a month, you know what I mean? And if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you whenever I make next. Peace. There was a post I saw on Twitter a while back about the Sonic fanbase. I won't be dropping names for privacy reasons, but to sum it up, it was basically a post talking about a classic Sonic shoe detail, that being the shoe buckle, which he or she noticed and made a post on it. And to say that the comment section was bad would be a huge understatement, because man was it bad, like intolerably so. I've been a Sonic fan for as long as I can remember, and I'm probably not the first person to talk about this, but it's something that has been a problem for a long time, and I feel like more people are starting to notice this, so I think it's about time I give my thoughts on it. So let's get started. My main issue is that people are so overly devoted to the Sonic franchise that they get super defensive about things as simple as letting your opinions out. Like talking about a game in the fanbase that you think wasn't that good or can use some fixing. The slightest bit of criticism sets everyone off, and it honestly doesn't make sense. There's actually a lot of fans out there who have actually lost interest in Sonic because of the fanbase itself, or just feel outright bullied for having an opinion on something. Like, is it really okay to tell someone to die because they had an opinion on something as meticulously small as the design changes of Sonic's shoes? Really, bro? Really? It's okay to have an opinion, but does that mean you should be needlessly aggressive for literally no reason, other than to just have something to say? Just because you think something is not important enough to make a post about it, doesn't mean you should bring in a negative energy. And the person who made the post is not the first time someone has been harassed for this. There's plenty of other fans who have dealt with the same thing. Putting down others is just not the way to go, man. That's not the way to hold a conversation. It's just outright toxic. And these are the same people who will say stuff like it's not that serious, but will be the first ones to complain about the shade of blue Sonic is, or what shoe color fits Tails better. I swear, dude, the freaking ego fans have to hate on other fans who talk about the most minuscule things about a character or design choice, but they have talked about those exact same things. It's just hypocrisy at its peak, man. That's all there is to it. I don't mean to sound super preachy or anything, but it's just that it's something that I've been holding in for a long time until now. And as I said before, the problems I have aren't anything unique to this particular fan base, but that doesn't mean it has to continue. We as a community should just respect people's opinions for what they are, regardless of whether you agree or don't agree. I really shouldn't have to tell people this, but since most of the Sonic fan base just lost 90% of their brain cells, then just why not? Anyways, if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you whenever I make next. Peace.
When I am done with you, I am going to kill everyone else.
You need to shut the
So, the new episode for Invincible just dropped, and man, was it a lot to process. It was hyped the entire time, and the wait was absolutely worth it. Easily the best episode of Season 3. It's beautifully written like always, the acting was top notch, and the animation is the best it's ever been in the show. It was just a lot of fun to see. And that's why, as a fan of Invincible, in this video I'm going to be talking about the finale of Invincible Season 3. Let's not waste any more time, here we go. Hey, wait a second, those are the colors of Conquest.
No fuck!
Oh boy, here we go, the fight we've all been waiting for. I just have to say, Conquest is easily the best part of this episode for me. He literally just fights for the love of the game, bro. And the casting for this dude was absolutely perfect. I mean, come on. Jeffrey D. Morgan? That is what I call a choice, dude. And a good one at that.
I'm here because I enjoy this. See, to me, there is no greater pleasure than feeling the warmth of my fists drenched in blood.
Oh god, that line is just so raw. Jeff, you did not have to go this hard for Conquest, man. One of the best casting decisions ever made. Besides his voice though, I love the character himself. He's just evil. Like the irredeemable kind. If him saying he enjoys this isn't enough to convince you, then I don't know what to tell you. That combined with the fact he's honestly kinda scary to me. Like the Viltrumites already told Mark to conquer Earth, and they came to see his progress, and they got the worst one to do it. Not only is this dude just absolutely terrifying, but he's just straight up ore farming the entire time he's here. Like the way this man was introduced, he's literally floating over Mark, like Mark's beneath him or something. The moment I saw bro taking his punches, I knew it was raps though. And he's just low-key disrespectful and super petty. Like seriously, what the hell are you doing? Whoa, wait, what the The show does such a good job at making me want to beat the lunar lights out of this dude, even though I wouldn't exactly succeed.
Big ass beat down coming out!
As for Mark, you can see a clear growth in his strength and speed. I mean, he's always been strong, but every other time he's fought a Viltrumite, he's struggled to defend himself against them because they're just generally more powerful and experienced in combat. I guess the only real problem Mark had during the fight was his endurance kinda sucks. Like, bro was spamming punches at Conquest and started getting tired after like 8 hits. But I gotta give him his props since he was doing a pretty good job against Conquest. All jokes aside though, the whole fight was just so good, man. This is probably the best animation the show's had so far. Like, do you see the hair? The hair? Oh my god. They really did save the budget for this finale in his shows. You can feel the pure power from every single punch. Hell, every single attack, period. But Oliver almost dying though scared me to death, bro. The way Conquest was just ready to go full Pennywise on a child, it's just so wrong on so many levels, dude.
Just as it starts to rip. This is going to be amazing.
Dog, that is a child. What is wrong with you? You know, I think the scene that got me the worst was Eve's fake out death. My heart sank when I saw this scene, dude. I thought it was raps for her until she regenerated herself. Besides that, it was cool to see Eve hold her own for a bit. But the fact that she was asleep for 3 weeks and the first thing that's on her mind is Mark, that's real sweet, man. That's what I call dedication.
You can't even walk yet.
Do I look like I need to walk?
No!
No!
And I was really sad at this scene, dude. Rex just got done getting through some insane character development and is dead in the next episode. His sacrifice was sad, and this made it worse. And I feel real bad for Ray since they didn't even really start dating till the 7th episode. And that's the episode he dies in. Man, they would have been perfect together. You know what? No, they are perfect together. They are my second favorite couple in this entire series. No questions asked. Right below Mark and Eve. I love their chemistry and how it starts off as like them being friends into something more. I salute you, Rex. I'll miss you. And then there's this scene. Okay, here we go. It's not till I saw this scene that I was convinced that Cecil is an idiot. A complete idiot. First off, he's a liar among liars. Like, why would you lie to Mark after what just happened? He already doesn't trust you, just make it worse, why don't you? And second, why does he think Conquest is just gonna do what he tells him? Like, he didn't even listen to Mark when he was getting rocked. And three, what honest to God makes you think
110 block of tungsten steel alloy
is gonna be enough to keep Conquest at bay? Dog, if you can't even stop Nolan with your strongest weapon, how is this gonna help at all? I can bet on my life insurance that Cecil is gonna be the reason things go way worse than they need to. I swear to God, he's gonna mess something up. I just know it. Also, his timing blows at the end of the fight. Like, really? You couldn't have showed up any earlier? I am evidently not a big fan of Cecil. And that post-credit scene was something. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I really didn't care for it that much, to be honest. I mean, I guess that has something to do with the fact that I just never really cared for Damien Darkblood. Like, I don't hate him, he's cool. I like him, but I don't like him that much, you know? It's cool he's here, though, you know? With that said, those are my thoughts on the finale of Invincible Season 3. This was the best episode probably in the entire show, I'm not gonna lie. 10 out of 10. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video and want more from me, be sure to like and subscribe. If you like anything related to comics or manga or games, then those are the types of videos that you're gonna be seeing regularly on this channel. And let me know down below in the comments if there's anything I missed or just want to share your thoughts on this episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in whatever I make next. Peace. 2018. It was a pretty big year for movies. That year we got Dragon Ball Super Broly, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, and of course, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We all know the influence this movie had and still does in the animation world, so there's no need to dwell on that part. But aside from the visuals, this movie's story is still one of the best in Spider-Man history, and it somehow got even better in its sequel. Both visually and story-wise, this is my favorite movie of all time. Yeah, that's right, my favorite movie of all time. It's not very easy for me to fall in love with the movie so quickly, but this and its debut film are just special to me and are what I consider to be perfect films. So you could probably imagine my reaction when I found out that there's finally a release date for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse and first look images as well as some info on the movie. This movie will be set to release on June 4th of 2027. That's right, 2 years and 795 days. Yes, I know that I googled it. According to Phil Lord, this will be bigger than the last 2 films, and the film will start right where it left off. You know, I'm kinda wondering what the runtime will be like. I really don't think they're striving to hit the 3.5 hour mark, but I mean, you never know, I could be wrong. They also said that the team is working on new animation techniques for this movie. Well, I mean, duh, look at this. This looks amazing. This scene alone looks like it probably took 10 hours to make. And as I said before, we got some images of the movie. The first image we got is of Prowler Miles, and man, does this just look so gorgeous. And we got this shot of Miles fighting Prowler Miles. I'm sorry, that pose Miles is doing is funny as hell, I'm not gonna lie. Just based off some background details, I can tell that this is in the room Miles was in when he got tied up in the last film, which means this could be the scene that starts off the movie. Now, this is my favorite of the first look photos. I can immediately tell that this is in Hobie's dimension, just based off the art style. And I think this might be where Miles and Gwen might finally have a talk face to face. Then there's this one where Miles is holding onto the side of a car or a bus, I'm really not sure. I mean, it looks like it could go either way, to be honest. This could be like a chase scene of some kind, I'm not too sure. And you want to know the crazy part about all this? People already saw the footage of the film at CinemaCon. Okay, listen to me, alright? Just listen to me for a second. I will pay you 3 beans to see that footage.
3 beans, please.
Oh, you won't take me up on my offer?
Oh, alright then.
I really hope we get a trailer soon, because I am dying to see this movie. Man, I really gotta wait 2 years? I'm gonna be 18 when this comes out. No, like, I actually will be turning 18 when this comes out. Like, I'm 16. I'm gonna be 18 when it comes out. Like, I'm not even f***ing with you. Like, I'm being so dead ass right now. Like, I'm being so serious. I have full confidence that this movie will be really good. If not perfect, but we'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait 2 years to find out. Damn it, even saying that makes me want to drink gasoline. You know what? I'm gonna do that. Well, I'm out. I'll just be in my room, waiting 2 years for this movie to come out. I'll review it when it releases, so expect it to be a long wait since, 2 years and all. Anyways, I'm gonna go and drink gasoline like I said I would.
3 beans, please.
The Minecraft movie. It's finally here. The way I said it makes it sound like that's a bad thing, doesn't it? I love Minecraft. We all love Minecraft. It's one of my favorite games, like ever. But there is one thing that I've been asking about this movie since the first trailer came out. Is it really necessary to make a Minecraft movie? No. No, it's not. This movie is literally a
2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
The characters are boring, the black lady, who I don't even know the name of, is pointless, and the little brother's stupid sister and the actual brother himself is no better. Jason Momoa's character, who I also don't know the name of, is fine, I guess. Yeah, that's all I got. If I don't even remember the name of your characters, your main 4 characters, that's how you know you f***ed up. Jack Black is easily the best part of the movie, I can definitely say. He literally is just being himself throughout the entire film. He's dead ass a walking meme in this movie.
This is a crafting table.
Yep, I can see that. It got really annoying how he would just announce every Minecraft thing to the audience, but I do understand why, since there's so much Minecraft stuff in this movie that not everyone in the audience is just gonna know what it is right off the bat. But like, as someone who actually knows what Minecraft is and has played it for most of their life, it gets to a point, dude. The mob designs are just so hard to look at though. Like, the CGI can look fine sometimes, I guess, but that's about it. Most of it looks really bad, in my opinion at least. And that green screen looks terrible. They didn't even try. You know what would have been better than a live action Minecraft movie? An animated Minecraft movie. Imagine what it would have been like to have an animated Minecraft movie, because evidently Minecraft just does not work in live action. One thing I can say that's actually a positive about this movie is that it never tries to make changes to the Minecraft world and its mythos. They genuinely try to make an effort to explain how this world works. It's obviously not one-to-one and accurate to the source material, but it tries, and that's good enough for me. The villain is so forgettable though. Does she even have a name? I don't know. But I did like that scene where she kept trying to stab Steve with a knife over and over. It was actually kind of funny. Overall, this movie isn't terrible, but it is far from being good. It's not even fucking close. I wouldn't even try to make an attempt to watch this movie at home because I know that I just turn it off the moment I get bored. And it really did not take that long for me to get bored of this movie the first time I watched it. If you go to see it and actually enjoy the movie, then good on you. I'm glad you like it. Because if you didn't see it, then you're really not missing much. Anyways, I'm out. I'll see y'all in whatever I make next. Peace. There's a lot of cartoons people call underrated, but most of them are average or just nostalgia bait. What I'm talking about are cartoons that were actually pushing animation forward, creatively, visually, or even narratively, but it still got ignored because nobody knew how to market them or they didn't fit into the usual Disney or Nickelodeon formula. So that's why in this video, I'm going to be talking about cartoons that I think are very underrated. I'm not even going to waste time, bro. Let's jump right into it. Alright, first off is Motor City. No, I'm not going to lie, Motor City is actually really good, bro. It dropped on Disney XD in 2012 and barely got noticed, which is actually insane considering how good it looked. The animation blended traditional 2D characters with 3D car models, without looking cheap, which almost nobody was doing right at the time. The story was about a group of rebels fighting a corporate-controlled Detroit. It wasn't subtle, but it worked. Motor City was loud, stylish, and had legit world building, and Disney just buried it. It's honestly sad, I really do like this show. I think it had its own style and it's really nice. This was easily one of Disney's biggest mistakes, I'm not gonna lie. Another show that I think deserved better was Symbonic Titan. Jendi Tarkovsky, I know I got the name wrong, just bear with me, created it after Samurai Jack and before Primal and it shows. The show mixed giant robot action with small character driven moments about isolation and survival, and I honestly think it executed this really well. But Cartoon Network canceled it because, get this, they couldn't figure out how to sell toys. Huh? That's low-key one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life, bruh. I mean, obviously they all need money to make a show, but still though, like, come on, this was so good. You could tell okay, I'm not saying his name no more, bruh. Wanted to build something that lasted, but business killed it before it had a chance. Then there's 12 Forever, which felt like Netflix accidentally funded something honest. It's basically about a girl refusing to grow up, and it does not shy away from showing how that stunts her emotionally. The visuals were chaotic, the humor was weird in a way that actually captured how uncomfortable being 12 really feels. I absolutely recommend it, go ahead and check it out. The Weekenders also deserves a mention because it understood something basic that most kid shows miss. Kids don't live for school. They live for weekends, bro. No superhero fantasy, no hidden wizard powers, just pizza, bad movie nights, and struggling to find something to do. It captured that weekend feeling better than almost any other show since. And then there's Fillmore. Now, Fillmore pulled off a parody of police procedurals without feeling forced. To be honest, middle school crime and punishment shouldn't have worked as a concept, but the writing took it so seriously that it didn't have to be a joke. It respected the audience's intelligence, which most kid shows never bother to do. Then there's Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now y'all know good and hell well why this show is on this list. If you know anything about Rise, then you know the animation hits different, dude. Not a lot of people talk about Flying Bark Studios. Like, they make genuinely good animation and I really do like their style with the 2D stuff. This show was initially hated on, like really hated on, like people hated this show. They hated the characterizations, the new designs, they hated everything. Hell, even I did back then. But as I grew older and had a respect for cartoons, I realized that it was actually not that bad, which is something I can't say for Lego Monkey Kid. Now this is a show that I watched and loved since day one of watching it. I binged this show the entire summer. I'm being so serious. From season 1 to 5, there is no misses. Everything in the show is perfect to me. The animation hits, the characters hits, the stories hit, everything hits different, bro. Go watch it. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. I'm telling you right now. And that's the end of the list. If you vibe with my content, then be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you on whatever I make next. Peace. So, you thinking about catching up to One Piece in 2025? Yeah, the anime with over 1,000 episodes, a manga that's still ongoing after more than 25 years, and fans who treat skipping filler like a crime against humanity. On the surface, it sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. You're probably picturing yourself glued to your screen for the next 6 months, losing sleep, eating instant noodles, and trying to remember which Straw Hat joined when. But here's the thing, it's not that deep. Well, I mean, One Piece is deep, but the process of catching up isn't. So I'm gonna walk you through how to actually do it in a way that fits your life, your pace, and your sanity. Without further ado, let's get it started. Catching up to One Piece isn't hard because of the length. It's hard because people treat it like a job. It starts off really exciting. You binge 15 episodes in a weekend, and then all of a sudden it starts to feel like homework. The pacing slows down, the arc you're in doesn't hit like you thought it would. You fall off for a few days, then a week, then next thing you know it's been a month and you're still stuck in Water 7. This is where most people start to quit. Not because they don't care, but because they didn't give themselves permission to watch at their own pace. The secret is, One Piece isn't a sprint, it's a journey. It's literally a pirate journey. You're not supposed to binge it. You're supposed to live with it, let it grow on you. Let it mess with you for a little bit, that's what makes it worth it. Alright, now let's get into the big decision. Anime or manga? Now this one depends entirely on who you are. If you're the kind of person who needs to hear the voices, feel the music, see the emotion animated, then just go with the anime. It's definitely way slower, yeah, but some moments need to be seen. Like when the Straw Hats walk to save Robin at Annie's lobby. That scene hits different with the soundtrack. But if you're like me and like to read, the manga has one massive advantage. Speed. You can get through an entire arc in just a couple of days. No filler, no slow pacing, just raw storytelling and some really good art. If you're trying to catch up quickly, the best method is probably just doing a combo. Start with the anime so you can build emotional connections early. The East Blue arc especially needs to be felt. Then once you hit arcs like Fishman Island or Dressrosa where the anime pacing really starts to slow down, you can switch to the manga and fly right through them. There's no right way, you just have to ask yourself, do I want to experience the story or do I want to finish it? Now let me say something that might make the purists mad. You don't have to watch everything. Now I know every arc matters, but that's not entirely true. There's actually a decent chunk of the anime and even the manga sometimes that you can skip without missing anything important. So here's a breakdown of what you shouldn't skip and what you can skim or skip entirely. First, the East Blue saga. Watch all of it. Or read all of it. This is the soul of the series. You're meeting the crew for the first time and you're getting to know the characters and world. Don't rob yourself of that. Then there's Alabasta, Skypiea, Water 7, Enies Lobby, and Marineford. These arcs are some of the most beloved in the series, besides Skypiea. Then there's the Davy Back fight, Long Ring Long Land. Skip it in the anime, read it in the manga, because it's short but it's canon. I just wouldn't consider it crucial unless you like the character moments like me. You could skip filler arcs like Ocean's Dreams, Spa Island, and Ice Hunter. No guilt at all if you do. Post Enies Lobby filler and most pre-Wano specials are optional. But here's the golden rule. Never skip emotional moments. Even if it feels slow, that's what makes the payoff hit 100 times harder later. And remember, skipping isn't cheating, it's just pacing the story in a way that fits you. Here's where most people get it wrong. They treat One Piece like a checklist. Like I said before, you don't binge this show the same way you binge a 12-episode seasonal anime. If you try that, you'll just burn out really quick. Instead, think in arcs, not episodes. Your goal shouldn't be watch 10 episodes today, it should be get through Arlong Park this week or read Thriller Bark by Sunday. Well, maybe not Thriller Bark because it's really f***ing long, but you get the point. That shift in mindset makes the process feel less like work and more like progress. You're not just watching stuff, you're reaching new parts of the journey. I recommend what I call the 3-3-1 method. 3 episodes on weekdays, after school or before bed, 3 readings or recap days where you go through manga or story summaries, and 1 big binge day, usually Saturday or Sunday, to knock out 10 to 15 episodes or full arc. That's around 20 episodes a week, or 100 a month. You'll be caught up in 6 to 10 days, and you won't be burnt out at all. Okay, now let's be smart about this. What should you use to read or watch One Piece? Well, for the manga, use the Shonen Jump app. It's $2 a month, has all the chapters legally, and it updates weekly. Manga Plus is also solid too, I used this one myself. It's really good, especially for recent chapters. As for the anime, Crunchyroll is your best bet for all episodes, especially subbed. Actually, speaking of which, let me know in the comments if y'all like watching One Piece in the sub or dub, because for me personally, the sub is the best. Like, I've always hated the dub. The sub will always be superior. I just had to get that out of the way. Netflix has early arcs if you want to ease into it, and Funimation still has the dub if that's your thing. Oh yeah, and avoid sketchy bootleg sites. They're full of lag, broken links, bad translations, and pop-ups that'll nuke your computer. It's just really not worth the hassle. And that's basically the gist of it. Catching up to One Piece isn't about getting to the end. It's about experiencing the journey at your own pace. So try not to worry about where other people are in the story. Just focus on why you wanted to start One Piece in the first place. For the adventure, the emotion, the characters, Oda's insane sense of humor. Whether you finish in 3 months or 13, you'll be part of it now. And trust me, when you finally catch up and you're watching a new episode or reading a new manga chapter with everyone else, it's definitely worth it. If this helped you out even a little bit, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with where you're starting from. I'll try to reply to as many as I can. I've been Saturn, and I'll see y'all in whatever I make next. Peace. Okay, so One Piece from East Blue to Elbaf in 1 minute. Spoiler alert, nothing makes sense and yet everything hurts. Luffy, he's a rubber idiot in a dream with a hat. He recruits a green-haired swordsman, a thief, a liar, a chef who kicks like it's therapy. A dysfunctional family meets pirate startup. Then there's the Alabasta arc. Crocodile is drawing evil, Luffy dies like twice, then undies with the power of rage and water. Robin joins the crew because betrayal builds character. Then there's the Skypiea arc. An island in the sky, a literal god with Bluetooth lightning. Luffy goes full atheist, punches him to the moon. No one believes this arc happened. We do, and we cry. Then there's Water 7 all the way to Annie's lobby. Robin says she wants to live. The Straw Hats commit terrorism for friendship, Luffy gets fast, Usopp plays a sniper, a ship dies, and we all grieve. Then Thriller Bark and Sabaody Archipelago. Brook joins, brings skeleton jokes and trauma, Kuma shows up and yeets the crew like they're bowling pins, Luffy breaks and so do we. Impale down, Prison Break speedrun, Ace dies, Whitebeard dies, Luffy screams for 6 episodes, peak anime depression, welcome to this time skip. New fits, new powers, new trauma. Doflamingo is a pink feathered menace, Big Mom wants a wedding cake, Kaido wants to die, and Luffy punches them all away. Now it's robots, clones, time travel, and Luffy being Joy Boy or Jesus or something. Vegapunk's brain is Wi-Fi enabled, Elbaf has giants and a whole bunch of lore that hasn't been solved yet because Oda is unhinged. Anyway, that's all for me. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in whatever I make next. Peace. Whew. God, this was fucking hard. Alright, I'm just gonna say it. King the Wildfire sucks. And no, I'm not talking about his design, like that's the one thing Oda cooked with. No, I'm talking about King as a character. This man had everything lined up for him. He's Kaido's right-hand man, he's a Lunarian, and he's got a bounty high enough to melt the Marineford War. And yet, he still ends up being one of the most forgettable final boss lieutenants in the entire One Piece series. So, let's break it down. First off, he's boring. Very boring. Say whatever the hell you want about Katakuri, but at least he had internal conflict, a little swagger. Fucking something. But King, he is the lamest motherfucker in this entire series. He literally just stands there the whole time. If I looked up a good photo of King, he's literally just standing there with his fucking arms crossed. He's literally just there behind Kaido like a very expensive NPC. You mean to tell me this is the last Lunarian with some type of connection to the ancient world? And yet we get no actual development? A one fucking chapter flashback? Some vague comments about Punk Hazard and that's it? King had everything going for him, and we got nothing. And look, I'll be honest, when Zoro finally goes up against King, I was hyped, okay? This was supposed to be Zoro's big test. Swordsman versus swordsman, right hand versus right hand. But you know what the we get instead? We get a boring ass fight. That's what we get. A fight with no emotion, no ideology, just a bunch of power spamming, that's all it is. King's ability, turn the flame on for defense, turn it off for speed. See, that could have been cool. But you know what the problem is? It's barely explained, and it never really matters. Zoro, for literally no reason, just magically unlocks Enma like he's always had it and figures out the whole flame thing in one panel, then claps him. That's not a fight. Where's the strategy? Where's the meaning? This is Zoro. We expect those fights to go crazy. Instead, King gets clapped with no build-up and no payoff. He was Kaido's #1. He's the last Lunarian alive. He was in Punk Hazard, probably tortured and experimented on. And what does King think about any of that, you might be thinking? I don't know. And we never will. He just stares, stabs, gets bodied, and leaves. That's it. That's all there is to it. We don't know what he wants. We don't know what he believes in. Does he want revenge for his race? Does he hate the world? And that's the thing. He's not even the most interesting villain in Wano. Wano has Kaido, Big Mom, and Queen. The whole lineup. As for King, he is, he's just f***ing there. Yep, just chilling. Every time something major happens, he fades into the background. No key scene, no epic moment. He's for sure not intimidating, and he's evidently not tragic enough because I don't give a shit about him. And he's not even cool by the end. He gets that tiny flashback I mentioned, then boom. One sword slash and he's gone. So yeah, I don't like King the Wildfire. He's wasted potential. He's got a cool design, a cool race, and a cool setup, but does not have the heart to back that up, no personality, and no purpose. Which is really ironic for a world full of villains who have depth, pain, and charisma. King feels like a filler boss, to be honest. He's not a Katakuri, he's not a Lucci, he's just boring. Let me know if you agree or if you think King actually had depth that I might have missed. But for me, I don't really like him that much. And I said what I said. Anyway, that's all from me. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Manga is in a bit of a weird place right now. Jujutsu Kaisen ended almost 9 months ago. And My Hero Academia also ended a while back, and One Piece is also in its final phase. But in the middle of all that, there's Gachi Akuta, a manga that is slowly becoming one of shonen's best. So, let's talk about why Gachi Akuta is quietly becoming the best shonen manga out right now. The first thing you'll notice about Gachi Akuta is its art. It literally doesn't look like anything else in Weekly Shonen magazine. It's gritty, messy, and loud in all the right ways. Kei Urana, and I really do hope I got the name right, draws like the page is supposed to punch back. The action is jagged and aggressive, but not so much to the point that the movement is unreadable. You get chaos, but with a little bit of structure. And when the world's built around trash, both literally and metaphorically, it makes sense that the visuals aren't clean. The lines are thick and the environments feel layered with grime, and the characters don't look pristine either. They look like they've been through it, and they actually look unique. They have unique designs, so I can actually tell who is fucking who. The premise is also really good. The protagonist, Rudo, is thrown into a bottomless dump after being falsely accused of murder. He lands in a whole underground society made up of people the surface literally threw away. This isn't just edgy for the sake of it. The garbage setting ties directly into everything the story is trying to say. What people consider worthless, what gets thrown out, and what's worth salvaging. And then there's Jinki, weapons powered by the emotions embedded in objects. It's a creative spin on combat. Not every weapon is flashy, and I think that's a really creative way to make the weaponry more interesting. Another thing I love about Gachi Akuta is Rudo. He isn't like Deku, who dreams of being a hero who inspires others to find their own strength and potential. Rudo is angry. He's bitter, and he's been thrown away, and he doesn't pretend like the world is fair to him. He's not evil, but he's very rough around the edges, I would say. When he fights ugly, and when he talks, he doesn't hold back his feelings. But that doesn't make him unlikable, it just makes him real and grounded. And he grows, not because he wants to be a better person, but because surviving forces him to think harder about who he is and what kind of world he's in. You can't root for him the way you root for a golden boy. You follow him because you want to see where someone like him goes next. Side characters in Gachi Akuta aren't just filling space like a lot of other series that I know of. They're scavengers, workers, survivors, and they each have a deep past. These aren't the clean-cut rivals or comic relief tropes. They're scarred, worn down, and when they speak, it's not exposition. It's frustration, pain, and sarcasm and grief. The series draws a hard line between the people above and the people below, and it doesn't sugarcoat it at all. I mean, come on, Sky people live clean, save lives while the dropouts rot in the trash pit. Subtlety at its finest. Am I right, guys? Anyway, the point is, it's not subtle, and it's not meant to be. It's a mirror. Classism, injustice, systemic cruelty, all of it baked into the setting. And it's not just for aesthetics. It drives the story. It literally shapes how the characters think. You feel it in every conversation they have and every fight they have. It shows you what it looks like when the world's already moved on from people. Right now, Gachi Akuta is actually in a very good place. Gachi Akuta has been building a consistent fan base and now even has its own anime made by Studio Bones, who are known for making some of the best anime like MHA and Mob Psycho 100. Gachi Akuta is doing what a lot of newer shonen titles don't do. It's not trying to fit into the mold, it's throwing the mold out with everything else. It's emotional, it's angry, it's messy, and it works in every way possible. And if you're just about tired of stories that play safe, I think this is the story for you. If you're currently reading Gachi Akuta, let me know what you think. If you're trying to watch the anime, the first 3 episodes are on Crunchyroll. And if you haven't started watching or reading Gachi Akuta, then this is your sign. Anyways, that's all for me. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in whatever I make next. Peace. Okay, let's get one thing straight before I talk about this comic, right? So, I'm not gonna lie, I am not that well versed in the DC comics. Like, I barely know a thing about it. I know characters like Superman or Batman, but I mean, those are just givens. That's pretty much it. I don't know a lot about DC. So, like, if I mess up on anything at all, please let me know. I researched a lot of the lore behind the DC universe, and it was quite a bit. But anyways, let's talk about this Sonic X DC crossover, right? The story of this particular crossover, like the first issue, it's really not a lot to talk about. And I guess that just has something to do with the fact that not a lot happened in it. Like, obviously stuff happened in it, like they fought the parademon things, and Darkseid was introduced, and the Justice League messed the Sonic cast and all, but like, other than that, that's pretty much it. Like, not a lot happens in this comic. I mean, the most that happened in this first issue was like the Master Emerald getting destroyed. So yeah, not a lot to go off of, but I do like the build up to the Justice League meeting the Sonic cast. I mean, that was fun. I gotta say, I really do like the interaction that Sonic and Flash had. Like, it was honestly really good. I'm not the biggest fan of Ian Flynn's take on Sonic, but like, it was pretty good for the first issue. Like, I don't like this characterization, but I don't hate it either. And I really like when Sonic is almost downplaying the Flash and his speed. Like he dead ass called him slow. The Flash, slow. I'm not even that big of a DC fan, and I know that this dude is the last person you should be calling slow. The art in this comic is also really, really good. Adam Bryce Thomas always nails it with the expressions, and he really just gets what makes Sonic's design appealing. His art, in my opinion at least, is very like manga inspired. He's kind of like turned into my favorite Sonic artist. I also really do love the color work in this comic. Like, it almost reminds me of like pre-Boo Archie. The art in those comics were really good. Wait, does that say Booyah? Oh, like Teen Titans. Speaking of Cyborg, I really do like how he interacts with Tails. Honestly, all the pair-ups are honestly just perfect. Silver and Green Lantern, Wonder Woman and Amy, Shadow and Batman. Shadow and Batman? Really? That is a match made in heaven. I'm not gonna go too in detail with it, since, just in case you haven't read the comic yet, but man, that interaction was just so cool. I'd expect these two out of all the others to get along with each other. They're just literally one in the same. What you see is what you get. I'm just a hedgehog who loves adventure. Yeah, I don't like that line. Damn it, Ian, you almost had me, but just no, I don't. You see, it was good up until now, but man, that just ruined it. Like, I get the reference. It's fine. I don't care, but like, you did not have to add that line. Like, it feels so forced into the comic. Like, he literally could have said anything else, and he said that line. The ending is also pretty epic. Like, they meet Darkseid at South Island. It all starts with this, a gem containing the ultimate Wait a minute, that's what Shadow said in Adventure 2. I'm only realizing this now. Like, what? Why did he say that? Really, Ian? At first the first reference was fine, but like, really, dude? This one? Out of all of the freaking lines, this specific line is the one you want to reference. Why would you get a character that's not even from the Sonic franchise say something he wouldn't say?
Gorg! Oh, it is useless to yell.
References are perfectly fine. Like, they're like, it's a common thing in like movies and comics. Any type of media uses it, but like, this dude, even like in stuff that isn't in this crossover, like even in IDW and even in the Archie days, like sometimes the references felt so unnecessary. Like, come on, dude. Literally no DC fan is gonna get this line but literally every single Sonic fan is gonna get this line. And that's the problem, because it feels like it's only in here because it sounds cool. And that's it. That is the only reason why I think this line is in this comic. Because it just sounds cool. It's just aesthetically cool. It's a cool line. Let me not go too in depth with Ian Flynn's writing though, because this is not what this video is about. I'm not here to hate on Ian Flynn. I'm not even here to really technically hate on the comic either. I think it's perfectly fine as a first issue. I just have a few problems with it. That's it. No harm, no foul. But that doesn't change my opinion. I do not like Ian Flynn's writing, as I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't. I'm definitely not the first. And when I see something that I don't like, I'll just point it out. Now, as far as first issues go, how exactly would I rate it? I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10. The characters and the plot and just the pacing of it all, it's perfectly fine, you know. The idea of DC characters and Sonic characters meeting up is nice and really cool, but like, it's really nothing special to me. Like I said before, I do not hate this comic, I really don't care about it that much. But when the next issue comes out, I'll definitely be checking it out, because I do want to see where the story goes, and to see if Ian Flynn, you know, chills out on all the references and stuff, you know? Also, before I go, and this is old, like this is an old thing, but like there was this thing going around on Twitter about this little line. It says, "It certainly isn't Little Planet." And like, people were talking about how it was just another stupid Ian Flynn reference, but like, this is the one time I can say that this was not a reference. The setting of the first panel is at Never Lake, which is where Little Planet will always appear at. So when I saw those posts about this line, I was like,
Are you slow?
man, this fandom can kind of suck sometimes. But I'm not gonna get into that. I already made a video about that. Anyways, that'll be all for me. If you liked the video and want to see more, then do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe. I've been Solar, and I'll see you whenever I make next. Peace.
Let's talk about Sonic storytelling. For over 3 decades, the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise has delivered some of the most memorable, fast-paced, and emotionally gripping narratives in the series, constantly evolving with each new installment, from the high-stakes, world-ending conflicts in Sonic Adventure 2 to the overly ambitious yet divisive plotlines of Sonic 06, and even the more philosophical and introspective journey that Sonic undergoes in Sonic Frontiers. There's no denying that Sonic stories have taken on many forms, some that have fallen flat either by becoming too convoluted for their own good, or by failing to take advantage of the unique world and themes that define the Sonic the Hedgehog universe. However, in the midst of all these highs and lows, there exists a hidden gem within the franchise. A game that doesn't just tell a Sonic story, it tells one of the best in the entire series. A game that, at first glance, may appear to be just another 2D Sonic platformer, but upon closer inspection, reveals itself to be a masterclass in interactive storytelling, where the player's decisions shape the very fabric of the world itself. That game is, of course, Sonic CD. Unlike most Sonic games where the story is conveyed through cutscenes, dialogue, or scripted events, Sonic CD tells its narrative organically through the player's actions, the environment, and the consequences of choice. It presents the player with a unique opportunity. You can either blast through each level as fast as possible, treating it like a standard Sonic experience, or you could take the time to engage with the game's central mechanic, actively working to reshape the future of the world and free it from the grip of Dr. Eggman's rule. And that's where Sonic CD becomes so much more than just another Sonic game. It's a story about agency, responsibility, and the impact of your actions, seamlessly woven into the gameplay itself. It's a perfect example of how to tell a meaningful and impactful story without relying on long-winded exposition or forced dialogue. So that's why I'm going to break down exactly why Sonic CD stands out as one of the best Sonic stories ever told. Starting with, Sonic's adventure begins when he arrives at Never Lake, a peaceful and serene location where once a year, the mysterious little planet appears in the sky, hovering above the lake's surface in a breathtaking cosmic phenomenon. But instead of witnessing a majestic and untouched celestial body, Sonic finds something horribly wrong. Little Planet is no longer free. The moment you see it, the game tells you everything you need to know without a single word of dialogue. Instead of floating tethered to the land below, and its once beautiful landscapes have been tainted by metallic corruption. The sight of it alone is enough to fill you with a sense of unease and urgency, instantly making it clear that Dr. Eggman has already begun turning a once thriving world into a mechanized nightmare. This is the brilliance of Sonic CD's opening moments. Unlike the other Sonic games that rely heavily on expositionary cutscenes or dialogue to explain the situation, this game places you directly into a problem, making you feel the weight of Eggman's destruction through visual storytelling alone. The moment you lay eyes on Little Planet in its imprisoned state, you understand the stakes. This isn't just another simple mission where Sonic needs to stop Eggman from taking over. He's already won, and it's up to you to undo the damage he's done. And that's where Sonic CD's most innovative yet divisive game mechanic comes into play. Time travel. At the core of Sonic CD's storytelling is its brilliantly executed time travel system, which isn't just a simple game mechanic, it's the foundation of how the game's story unfolds. Unlike other Sonic titles where progress is purely linear, every single stage in Sonic CD existed 4 different time periods: the past, the present, bad future, and good future, each one showing the consequences of your actions throughout the game. If you play Sonic CD like any other standard Sonic game, simply racing through each level without actively engaging with the time travel mechanic, you'll inevitably find yourself in the bad future of each zone. And when you get there, the difference is striking. The vibrant, energetic landscapes that Sonic once ran through is now completely lifeless and decayed, transformed into cold and mechanic wastelands. Once thriving ecosystems have been stripped away, replaced by towering mechanics and polluted skies, where even the music itself shifts into an eerie dystopian melody, emphasizing just how much Eggman has twisted the world into his own image. Here's where the genius of Sonic CD's narrative comes in, because it doesn't force you to fix the world, and it doesn't lock you into a predetermined path. Instead, it gives you a choice. If you take the time to go back into the past, explore each stage, and hunt down Eggman's hidden robot generators, you can single-handedly prevent a bad future from happening. Suddenly, when you visit the future, instead of a delicate mechanical hellscape, you'll find a good future, one where nature and technology exist in perfect harmony, where Eggman's influence has been completely erased, and where the world is finally free from his grasp. The beauty of this mechanic is that it's entirely up to you to do it. The game never forces you to save the future, but it gives you every reason to want to, because Sonic CD isn't just about stopping Eggman, it's about your actions having an effect on the future. And to better understand why, we're going to take a look at the characters, starting with in Sonic CD, Sonic is playing the proactive role, where he has no ulterior motive for going to Never Lake. He's simply there just because he wants to, embodying his love for exploration and thrill-seeking. But when he sees what's become of Little Planet, he doesn't hesitate for a second. He jumps into action purely because he knows it's the right thing to do. He's not driven by obligation, just an unwavering moral compass. And if you embrace Sonic's heroic nature and free spirit, you can undo Eggman's influence entirely. Hey, speaking of Eggman, Dr. Eggman is the perfect villain for Sonic, but Sonic CD takes his thematic role to a whole new level. This is surprisingly one of the more darker interpretations of Sonic in the series, not just because of his actions, but because of what they represent. Most Sonic games see Eggman trying to build an empire, conquer cities, or seize ultimate power, but in Sonic CD, he's done something far more sinister. He's taken on an entire celestial body and enslaved it under his rule. He didn't just conquer Little Planet, he chained it down, literally wrapping it in a metallic prison. That imagery alone is enough to show just how much Eggman's need for control has escalated. Little Planet is a living world, one that naturally exists outside of his influence, yet he refuses to let it be free. This perfectly symbolizes his core philosophy. Eggman doesn't just want to rule, he wants to remove anything that exists beyond his control. And that's why he builds a robotic version of Sonic. He's trying to erase the very idea of freedom itself. And speaking of a robotic Sonic, few villains in Sonic history are as iconic and thematically relevant as Metal Sonic. His role in Sonic CD is far more than just another obstacle in Sonic's way. He's a distorted version of Sonic in every aspect. Where Sonic represents freedom, fluidity, and self-determination, Metal Sonic is the antithesis of that, a soulless artificial copy. built purely for obedience and control. Eggman didn't just create another machine. He designed a Sonic that doesn't think, feel, and doesn't act on its own desires, proving how much Eggman fears the real Sonic's untamed willpower. Hell, even their appearances contrast each other. Metal Sonic's design is very sleek and modern, yet dark and menacing, which contrasts Sonic's more welcoming and authentic design. He also represents a Sonic that didn't take the time to save the future, resulting in the bad future, the environment is cold, mechanical, and lifeless. The once lush landscape of Little Planet are covered in metal and pollution, completely stripped of their natural beauty. It's a world where Eggman won, where industry has completely overtaken nature. When you defeat Eggman in the bad future timeline, Sonic still technically saved the day, but it feels hollow. Little Planet is still in ruins, still shackled in chains, and worst of all, Eggman gets away with it. That means Sonic's efforts were essentially for nothing. You stopped him for now, but the damage has already been done. Now let's shift gears and talk about the good ending, because this is where Sonic CD truly shines. As I said before, to achieve the good ending, you need to travel back in time and destroy every robot generator in the past. By doing this, you're not just stopping Eggman, you're erasing his influence before it even begins. This means when you arrive in the future, instead of a robotic landscape, you see a world full of life. Nature and technology coexisting rather than being in conflict. It's not just about saving Little Planet, it's about making it better than it was before. This is reflected beautifully in the final cutscene of the game. In the good ending, after Sonic defeats Eggman in his final battle, Little Planet breaks free from its chains. It slowly drifts away from Earth, now fully restored, and even more beautiful than it was before. The message here is clear, because Sonic took the extra step to stop Eggman before he could take over, actively creating a better future. And that's where Sonic CD's story and themes hit the hardest to me. It challenges the player to think ahead. The game isn't about going fast. It's about taking the time to make things right, to make a change. And that is how you tell a Sonic story. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in whatever I make next.